We are here at Copa, Virginia in a Masters 2 men's black belt division. We have Alan Mcdaniel, and we have Thomas Allen. Mcdaniel is in the competitor belt, immediately throws a takedown here and gets the 2 points.
A nice spinning back trip, front trip. Landed in a butterfly guard. Thomas has this cross grip. McDaniel on top. McDaniel sitting his hips really far back here and has the lapel grip and his forearm across Thomas's throat. That can be really, really frustrating. But in addition to that, allows McDaniel on top here to create some extension. Switching that grip up as McDaniel gets a little bit closer up to chest position here. Yeah. Now looking more for a crossface.
Thomas on the bottom here was looking for that scoop grip, potentially go to a deep half in this position. But McDaniel is just pressuring down extremely hard here. Got his hands locked together, doing a nice job cross-facing through. Thomas on the bottom there has his hand in front of the crossface to mitigate some of that as he looks to scoop under here, I think.
Yeah, it does look like Thomas is looking for maybe a deep half or something, some sort of low half guard. He's trying to clear McDaniel's elbow over his head, which to me says that he's looking to scoop in underneath for that deep half guard.
Yeah, or to go into the legs like a knee bar or some sort of sweep control there from the legs, just given how diligently he is trying to clear that overhead grip.
Can be really hard to clear that, though, because McDaniel has that bottom lapel, that lapel right on the back of Thomas's neck. And he needs, and Thomas on the bottom here needs to clear that elbow over top, but that grip gives him a really nice counterbalance for McDaniel on top here.
Yeah, pressure control is very, very nice here. Hips are relatively flat and pressured in, getting a little drive off the knees there to control and flatten Thomas there out.
McDaniel on top, probably looking to create some space, trying to extend Thomas out with these grips and keeping his hips really far back. Thomas has switched down to that lockdown half guard position, which again can be really stable. It can really make it so that McDaniel has a hard time getting out of this half guard, but it's also pretty challenging to mount any offense from that position.
Yeah, you kind of get stuck in that lower half guard range that it again, it's why people use the lockdown. It eliminates a lot of what you can do from the top position. It eliminates the range for how you can work, and it railroads you down into a smaller area that you can fight from.
But what it can also do for the bottom player is create opportunities to change grips up. In this case, McDaniel dealt with it by getting a little bit high, but has maintained these grips in a nice way. There is more space on the bottom for Thomas to work here, and McDaniel's looking like he's got this bread cutter grip. Doesn't give as much control as some of the other grips that he's had, but if McDaniel is able to pass here, he's set for a submission right away, which is a nice advantage of that grip on top.
We're going to get a penalty on top for McDaniel here. Again, referee's looking for a little more activity here. He's kind of pressuring down low, but not making big efforts to pass in the eyes of the referee.
And I can agree with that. There's been a lot of action up at the chest level, a lot of pressure. And it looks like Thomas has
potentially
been
looking for a variation of a toe hold there that Thomas on the bottom has to kind of kick out of, allows McDaniel on top to make some more space. McDaniel now got the hands clasped together. Nice, heavy chest pressure down. Really heavy crossface.
And importantly, has been able to clear his knee outside of Thomas's half guard here, which should allow him to flip the knee out.
Nearly gets past there, but gets stuck back into the half guard. Referee is going to award him an advantage for that. He is now up 2-0 with just over 2 minutes remaining. Referee is checking to make sure that both knees are down and mount. Potentially going to give another score for that. He gives an advantage because the leg gets re-trapped.
And that was a really nice defensive play from Thomas there. It's especially because McDaniel was bouncing back and forth between attempts to move to that mount position. We're back in half guard now, though. Thomas does have a little bit better of a position in this half guard this time because his frames were set. He's able to get his back off the mat, which McDaniel in this case wants to be pushing Thomas's shoulder blades flat to the mat. He likes that high, heavy pressure and is using that pressure to try to create opportunities to clear his legs. Thomas taking the sort of counter to that approach now, trying to keep his back off the mat and set these frames. McDaniel slowly breaking that down, though. That shoulder blade of Thomas is closer to the mat, and now we have him flattened out yet again.
Yeah, again, McDaniel seems to want to play a much slower, much more grindy game, and then work in very kind of short bursts of effective offense. But he does have to be a little careful with a minute remaining. He potentially, if he's not progressing fast enough in the eyes of the referee, can get hit with another stalling call here, especially because he is up on points.
And a second stalling call would bring up, here it is, there's that second stalling call. We now have 2 penalty points and 2 advantages to McDaniel, as well as 2 points on the board. So at this stage, McDaniel is still up quite a bit. One more stalling call for him, though, will award 2 points to Thomas.
Exactly. And 30 seconds left. He does have to push a little bit more of a pace here, but just a small amount in order to not get hit with that third stalling call. Going for the grip here. Looking to pass and pressure down. He is going to be awarded the pass for this. 3 points there. 10 seconds left in the match. McDaniel's pressuring in on top is going to take this match 5-0.
Very nice pressure in that final pass.
Yeah, very, very good. Just control. Again, that's why these guys are black belts.